Welcome to Extra Take. I'm hoping the beard comes back soon. Do you have a type? Sure, we all do. Or at least we're convinced that we do. I'm really not sure anymore that it is so simple. Today I want to show you that when it comes to some of our preferences, there may be something deeply hidden guiding us that is very strange, but also very powerful. Or how about this? Are you a dog person or a cat person? Relax, there aren't only two kinds of people, it's just a generalization. But why are dogs and cats so cute? Go look at your pet and pinpoint exactly what is cute about them. Leave a comment about why if you want to. And why are puppies cuter than dogs? I'm convinced that we all do this justification post hoc. It's not that dogs are cute, we're convinced that they are, which is kind of the same thing, but it also isn't. Let's talk about the science of why. Foxes are not dogs, but they are canines, close relatives. Dogs are derived from, apparently, a single species, gray wolves. In 1959, a USSR scientist named Dmitry Belyaev set out to try and domesticate silver foxes. This project is still ongoing, and these Russian silver foxes are the only domesticated fox group in the world. The point of domesticating an animal is to make it not fear humans. Maybe that is so we can make them pets, or lure them to slaughterhouses, or force them to give us piggyback rides. It doesn't really matter. But as it turns out, you cannot breed animals for domestication without some interesting unintended side effects. I first heard about this study in this book, The Greatest Show on Earth by Richard Dawkins. It's a collection of a large number of scientific studies and observations that demonstrate the truth of evolution. It's a must-read for any biology teacher. I'm going to just highlight the major points in this domestication study, but there are a lot of them. The experiment began classifying foxes into three classes. One that was basically hostile towards humans, one that was partially indifferent, and one that was receptive to humans and easily hand-fed. They would only allow foxes in the most receptive class to breed. Striking behavioral changes appeared in the foxes after only a few generations, and after just 30 or so generations, striking morphological changes appeared as well. After just 6 generations, the study had to create an elite class. These foxes actively pursued human interaction and acted like dogs. They wagged their tails, they whimpered. No foxes do any of these things. And again, those things aren't necessary to be considered domesticated. Why don't the foxes just chill out and not be afraid of humans? Why do they do all the things we associate with dog behavior? Because they are somehow genetically linked. We call this pleiotropy, a gene having more than one effect. After about 35 generations, 80% of the foxes were in the elite class. 80% displayed behaviors that did not exist in foxes for the entire history of their species, however many millions of years that happens to be. But the changes were more than just behavioral. The foxes underwent significant morphological changes. The foxes started to look like dogs. Their tails turned upward at the end, rather than downwards. Their ears became floppier. They lost their blended coat and instead developed distinct light and dark regions like collies. They came into heat every 6 months rather than once a year. Again, none of these things are necessary for the fox's behavior to change. But these changes occur side by side with the changes that occur in behavior. It's another example of pleiotropy. Here's the really weird part. They started to become cute. Baby wolves look like dogs more than adult wolves do. What we associate with cuteness is the retention of traits seen in adolescence. This has serious bearings on our subconscious. It's why we think baby everythings look cute. Baby crocodile? Cuter in heck. Baby spider? Look at that thing! It's adorable! It's why Disney started making all of its adult characters look like, well, girls. It's weird. It's really weird. Getting back to the foxes. Their other morphological changes included shorter legs, tails, snouts, and wider skulls. These are the proportions that make puppies so cute, and dogs cuter than wolves. But we didn't pick those traits. We picked the behavior of dogs and these foxes. They were good companions. That's it. That's all that was important. We just associate their appearance with the desired behaviors they also possess. That's what I meant earlier. It's not that they are cute, we're just convinced that they are. This is somehow going to be my most offensive video, I feel. Now, the crazy thing is that this doesn't just happen with dogs. How could you decide if you like somebody without being able to see them? The Dating Game was a game show that tried this. Contestants merely answered questions, and the Bachelorette picked somebody based on their responses. An experiment was done in the 90s to rank men by smell. A large group of men were given a plain t-shirt to wear in their sleep for 2 nights. No washing of their bodies was to be done before going to sleep. The shirts had to just smell like the men. Then a large group of women, who never saw any of the men, each ranked 7 different shirts by nothing other than the preference of the smell. The results were amazing. We have a gene called the major histocompatibility locus gene. This gene essentially plays a large role in programming our immune system. Your body's ability to adapt to pathogens is something innate. You're born with it. The t-shirt smelling experiment demonstrated that women overwhelmingly ranked highly the t-shirts of men who had a different allele for this gene than they did. Or in other words, they were selecting mates that would produce offspring with more variety in the MHC gene, and therefore more diverse and robust innate immune system. This is amazing. This single characteristic overwhelmingly had the potential to produce more robust offspring. This is a totally Darwinian-like process. The women don't know why those shirts smelled best, but it helps ensure that the next generation might be stronger and better able to survive, continuing passing on their genes and, by extension, the genes of the parents. Literally survival of the fittest, which is a phrase Darwin never actually used, by the way. So think about your crush. I know that you think they're cute, and that's probably important too. But I know that looks aren't everything. So what else do you like about them? And more importantly, do you know why you happen to like that? Maybe you're not so sure, but apparently we're hardwired to make some good choices. So go with your gut on this one. Just please don't tell them, your smell makes me think we can make stronger babies together. I promise you she'll never talk to you again. Thanks for watching.